Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to do yet another fight prediction with UFC 316. Marab versus O'Malley. I still can't say Marab's surname. Devishvili. But we're going to get the rematch. I'm not going to lie. I don't think O'Malley should have got this rematch. I think it should have been Peter Yan. But O'Malley's like this, got that superstar effect, so the UFC kind of want to build with him and then grow with him. So that's why we're going to get this matchup. But before we get into that, and before we get into the main card, let's go look at the early prelims. What I would say here, between these fights, the sleeper fight to look out for is Da Silva versus Wang Zhang. Wang Zhang is the Joker. She's got a lot of hype and a lot of like fan craze over. She's a really good striker. This could be a fun fight to watch. And then we look at the early prelims. My fun fight could be like sleeper fight to watch here for the early prelims could be Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. It's a heavyweight clash, so you could get a really cool knockout there. And yeah, he's very good. So I'm not too familiar with the rest of these gents, but let's move on to the main card predictions like we always do. We have Vicente Luque taking on Kevin Holland. Now, Vicente Luque, I think he's ranked 11th, and I don't know if Kevin Holland wants to all of a sudden make a title run. I don't think so. Kevin Holland's more the just put a name in front of me and I'm gonna fight him. Who would I go for this one? I'm not sure. This is a very close fight. I'm gonna, just because I'm a fan of Kevin Holland and I would like to see him climb the ranks, potentially get a title shot. I don't think he really cares about a title shot. But I'm going to go with Kevin Holland on this one, but I do think this is a very close fight. I think it could be 50-50. I thought Kevin Holland was going to lose his last fight against Gunnar Nelson. I thought he was going to get subbed, and yeah, he didn't get subbed. He won, so I think it's going to be. I'm going to go with Kevin Holland on that one. And now let's move on to the next one. Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. I don't think that is correct, but you guys can let me know in the comments. I heard a lot of hype from Patchy Mix. I've never seen him fight before. I've seen Mario Batista fight. He's pretty good. I've not seen anything about Patchy Mix. A lot of people like say this is the hype. Like, this is also how you bring someone into the UFC from a different company. So if the hype train is real, then probably Patchy Mix will win. But I gotta go with what I know. So I'm going to go with Mario Batista, and also the record of the UFC bringing in people from the outside that are like super hype, not very good at the moment. So I'm going to go Mario Batista, but that's just because I know Mario Batista. I don't know Patchy. Patchy could very well get the dub there. Then we got Kevin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. For me, this is like a, I think this is more of like a fight for Joe, because Kevin's trying to make that run, but I just don't think he's gonna get up the ranks. He's getting a bit old, but he's still got that dog in him. This is gonna be like that dog fight. Like, you want to see two guys just absolutely like go for the dub. This is gonna be that fight. I'm gonna go for Joe Pyfer though. I think Joe's gonna get this win. I just think he's got all the advantages against Calvin, but hey, Calvin is a beast. I think one of Izzy's hardest title fights was against Calvin, still to this day. So yeah, I think it's going to be that's a good slug fight. Moving on to the co-main event, the women's bantamweight title. Juliana Pena defends her title against Kayla Harris. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think Juliana is going to get absolutely swarmed. Juliana was trying to dodge this fight as much as she could, and the UFC kind of said, no, that's the fight, you're doing that next. I think Kayla's going to absolutely wreck her, and I do think when she does do that, I do think we're going to get the GOAT come back, Amanda Nunes come back and fight Kayla, because she said that she wants to come back, and she's kind of like more excited to come back after seeing Kayla Harris climbing to the top. I do think Kayla's going to win, and I think it's going to be a dominant performance. I'll be very shocked if Juliana wins. But let's move on to the main event of the evening. Merab versus Sean O'Malley. Now this is going to be a very tricky fight because Merab dominated O'Malley, but I will say O'Malley did not look like himself on that no-chatter UFC. He looked really like, I don't know, he just like he wasn't feeling himself. He said he did feel off, but I don't know, he just didn't look right. So I hope we get the full version of Sean, because if Sean loses this, I don't know what, like, that's why I said I don't think he should have got this title shot. I think they should have went Peter Yan, and Sean should have fought someone else and then come back for the title shot, because it's a bit risky for him. If you don't win this, like, what do you do with Sean now? Because you can't get a third fight against Merab unless you go and absolutely whitewash the division. But hey, I don't know if Sean can beat him, because Merab has shown, like, everyone said Umar was gonna absolutely rinse Merab. Like, that was like it's Umar Nurmagomedov. Merab's got no chance. And Merab kept saying, he's not on my level, I don't want to fight him, put me up against someone I can actually compete against. And then the UFC was like, nope, you're fighting Umar. And look what he did to Umar. He said, I told you guys, he's not on my level. And I'm not sure if Sean could beat Umar. So I'm gonna go with Merab on this one. I do think for the division's sake, probably they want Sean to win, because he's like I said, he's that superstar. But I'm praying that this fight is just a little bit more competitive this time than what it was last time. What would I give this fight? I don't want to actually add one thing to this fight. I think if O'Malley can keep it standing up and he can actually get his combos that he usually gets, I think he can knock Merab out. But Merab, I don't think he's gonna let Merab's not gonna let him just piece him up. But that's what O'Malley need to do. But it's gonna be a fun fight. We'll see. But let's get into. I always forget the stack meter. I think the last two predictions you've seen a little pop up come up for the stack meter. I've been forgetting to do that. What would I give this out of 10 for the stack meter? I think I'm just gonna go with like a solid. I want to say solid 7, but I don't think it's a 7. I think it's like a 6 out of 10, because this whole card relies on the main event. The co-main, it's not really a fun fight. Juliana's kind of a boring fighter, if I'm going to be completely honest. And Kayla Harrison is just like a fucking crazy wrestler. So I think she's going to get dominated. And then the rest of the card, like, okay, yeah, Patchy Mix, you get in his debut. Kevin Holland fight is always fun to watch. I feel like a lot of the UFC cards right now, they're very dependent on the main event. But anyway, that's going to be my predictions for UFC 316. Let me know in the comments down below who you guys have got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.